And now, as you can see, you have the Kronborg Castle, the the Maritime Museum of Denmark, as one of the big efforts of the local city to liven the cultural life of Helsingor. So we are approaching the culture yard, and we will try to explore the building as much as we can. And you can see that there's a brick wall with you know, conventional glazing, and then the triangulation is repeated underneath. And when you look at it up close, it's actually just a sheet of metal cut into triangles without any thickness. That's interesting. And then beyond it is a metal sheet again, a bit corrugated, and basically these are just glued. It is as if it was just glued on the ceiling, and then the gaps in between exposes the metal behind it. So this is basically a skin outside the old building, and the old building was just refurbished with nice glass windows, and then you have the perforated steel outside. And then, like I said, you know, if you have a design language like this, you might as well get a chair that expresses the same language. So I guess the usage of steel echoes the steel that you use in the maritime industry, but of course we've been seeing this a lot, so it's not really very specific or explicitly special for Denmark or for this particular building anymore. The locker area, and then we have the library area. So it's a cultural center. It means that it's not just a library, it's probably a community center, probably there's a theater. So again, forgive me if I'm not knowledgeable about this building, because it's just an impromptu exploration. So you have a I don't know, they left this out as part of its history, and it's a nice pillar. And then you have blocks of concrete as seating areas, and then you have the belly of this protruding triangle, and then the history behind it. So we'll try to keep quiet. So the reception is circular, made of concrete. And so this is the lobby, again encased in glass. Probably that's the floor. You can see the concrete underside, and then you have nice bulbous lighting fixtures arranged in a very organized way. That way it's perceived as a really designed arrangement. So you have a circular ring, a ring as a lighting fixture, and then a ring for for the front desk. It only makes sense that there's a revolving door. It's also circular. And then we have a courtyard. So obviously this is the old building juxtaposed with the new addition. Again, the stool version of that chair. Forgive me, I'm supposed to know that, so my students forgive me if I don't know the name of the chair and the designer. I've been encouraging you guys to be knowledgeable about design beyond architecture. I only know a few, but only because it's also expensive to buy this kind of furniture in the Philippines, so you need to convince your client to get them. So I don't know what this gate is about. So store scene. Okay, I don't know why it's called store scene, but there's a gate. Am I supposed to enter? So there's a division here that is glass, and I can see some machineries inside. Peculiar. And such a nice cafe area, and I can see the library above. And then and again, those the skin is actually just expressive of some facets to basically express its presence in the space. Because if it's just going to be a flat curtain wall, it will be, you know, just typical. And now that's sculptural. It only makes sense that because if it's going to be just a flat curtain wall, you know, it will be just conventional. Now that it's expressive, you know that it's very striking. But I don't know what the concept is. So this is the structural I-beam, and then we have some doors going to the store scene. What is a store scene? So maybe it's a theater. Oh yeah, I guess it's a theater. So where are we? It's so dark. I have a feeling that this is the stage, so I don't want to be in the middle of the stage. It's a nice concrete wall. Because there are I guess these are seat numbers, and this is where we are, and this is where we entered. So this is probably the theater lobby area, and these are, yeah, I guess it's a theater, and this is the library. So it's more like a community slash cultural center that really functions, because you can see locals, kids just hanging out. So it's not just like a typical mall where you buy stuff. Probably they, you know, this place is something educational. So it's so nice that even the lighting fixture is not that curated, but you see some balconies protruding, again with the same underside treatment, and it's just amazing how this is supported. So I guess those I-beams are fixed together in a rigid system. That's why it's holding itself. And then the perforated aluminum panels are just skin. Then one side is glazing and one side is the perforation, and a nice sitting area. And the view of the harbor front. Locker area for who? I'm not so sure. And there's I can see some machines. Bibliotech obviously is the library, so they have different sections of the library. So foyer-born fiction, facta. Does it mean facts? Hi. Do you speak English?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, okay. I'm just exploring the area. I've been to the MS Museum.
Yeah.
So what is this building about?
This is a culture house.
Okay.
And it was, before it was a culture house, it was a very big working place for, also no, it was a shipyard.
Okay.
That was producing these very, very big ships that was sailing abroad.
Okay.
And it closed and was empty for many years, and then they made this here.
Okay. So there's a library, there's a cafe.
Library, there's a children's library, and the two next rows are grown-up library.
Okay.
Actually, for some years ago, it got a prize as one of the most beautiful. There are two libraries in Europe. The most beautiful.
All right.
Is this and another one. I think it was in Holland.
Okay. Not the Royal Danish Library.
No, it was this one.
Okay, this one.
This is the
Okay.
only one, yeah.
Okay. So
But,
is it okay if I explore?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But I think we have a guide.
Okay.
That's telling you about in this house, but I don't have it in English. I don't know if you can read any other language.
All right. Unfortunately not, but
No, okay.
okay. But I'm just here to explore the architecture because I'm an architect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
it's wonderful because I know that the company that got the prize, that got the job, had to make this working, as if they could not take down the original walls.
Yeah.
They had to build outside.
Yeah.
So it was a big job actually they made, and I think they made it okay. There are some things that is not working, but
Okay. Can you pinpoint what those are?
it's for example quite freezing to stay down here
Oh, really?
in the winter.
In the winter,
Yeah.
okay.
But this they couldn't actually think. But when in Denmark, because we are Elsinore is like in a what do you say, like in a top or something. So it's quite windy here.
Right, I can imagine because of the sea.
Yeah, in fact.
Yeah.
And then when the wind is going like this, it's just coming
It goes,
directly in here.
okay.
So actually this round one could have been nice to put maybe here instead, right? Yeah, but we're used to it. It's not mega uncomfortable.
Right.
Just put more clothes on.
Yeah.
Like
True.
stuff like this, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's a quite nice place to work in, actually.
Because of the natural light, and then you see the view.
There's a very beautiful. Yeah, the view is wonderful, and there are big windows, and it's just nice to stay here, right?
Now,
and when you go up at the floors, you can see this. Then there are the floors that are like wood.
Yeah.
And it's really it's just beautiful.
Okay.
We have also people in the house that are responsible every day to take a look if the design is okay, if there are spots here,
Oh wow,
if
that's...
the windows are beautiful, if there are things that are destroyed. So it's like it's maintained every day.
So the people that I'm seeing are locals, or are they tourists? Locals. They really come here to make use of the space. Because I see some young adults.
Actually, there are a lot of tourists here every summer.
Okay.
Also now, but not a lot. In the summer holiday, there were really a lot of tourists.
And I saw some young adults over there, so I guess they're enjoying the place, or there's some
I saw
activity.
them too. I think they were up in the
The
they're
theater?
locals. They're boring. They're just
okay.
making a fun time up here.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. And you can see when you go to the next floors, you can see upstairs they are made as rooms for study.
Okay.
So that university and high school studies and other people can rent a room actually, just come and stay there. But you will see it when you go up.
Okay. Now I'm curious to see the award-winning library.
That is good. That is good.
Thank you so much for the
you're
time. I
welcome.
really appreciate it.
That is good.
Yeah.
Have a nice
You too. Should I take the elevator going there?
When you take the stairs, you will go up in the first floor, and this is for the children.
Okay.
And then you can take the stairs from here.
Okay.
Go to the
All right. Thank you. I think I'll check out the kids section. Okay. So we are here, the kids section. So I would expect that it will be a little playful. They have a nice flooring, wooden flooring. I think this is what she meant about it. And then a combination of concrete and then steel. And she directed us to use these stairs, go to the adult section. And then, of course, we have some temporary installation to make the book area, a reading area, more fun for the kids. And I would assume that that circular thing, again, reminiscent of the shipyard, is something permanent. And they have a mini theater. So it's like a bunker or a silo. So it's not made of steel, just mimicking steel with the bolts. So you have different rooms for playing. Maybe if you are a family, you can probably borrow the room, not just the books. So this is the book section. So definitely they had to make the shelving lower. And then again, these installations are everywhere. And then we have the pallets. Again, celebrating, the maritime heritage of this area. And the piping are just exposed. Very industrial and yet celebrated. And this is overlooking, like she said, this is part of the old building. And you can see this is the in-between spaces are used. And we have some mini nooks that are good for hanging out or just reading your books. So let's see what's in that area. It's a computer something. Computer area. So instead of taking that stairs, I think she also mentioned that we can make use of these stairs here. So exposed concrete beams, even the bars are exposed. So steel stair steps. So wow, the view here is spectacular. So now it makes sense that the reason why they made this sculpture in glaze is for this library to have this view. Again, same theme with the boxes and the pallets, and then again the piping are exposed, celebrated, and the EGD are stick on the walls. Nice furniture, nice flooring. I really love this flooring. It's so modern yet rustic at the same time. Nice chairs, really wide. Okay, so there's glass and there's concrete behind it. I wonder why. I wonder if it's a necessity. But this apparently is an award-winning library. So they have a lot of lounge areas. I'm not sure if the chairs are comfortable. So we are at the adult section of this culture hub. And what I like about this place is, so this is their toilet. I don't know who the architect is, but the toilet is pretty simple. Very straightforward and yet visually appealing. Hello. So they have an amphitheater form here. That probably this can become some sort of a performance area or a lecture area. And then you have a view of that street. And then she mentioned that this is a harbor area, and then you have people working for the pier. So stair steps. Again, the steps is resting on one of the facets. Oh, this is the belly. This is the other side of the belly at the entrance. Interesting. It's very nice. So I'm going to the 3rd floor, and the reading areas are separate rooms. They're not really part of the book section, although there are hangout areas like these, and those are the rooms for reading. So let's go up, and again I think the facets are happening at the rooftop. So the faceted wall that protrudes to the cafe area is now a roofing, so it provides that natural beautiful light. Oh my god, I didn't expect this, because look at the ceiling. So that's the reason why this won an award. I can see now. What a beautiful ceiling. So the facets and the folds are happening at the rooftop. So I guess the roofing is also as sculptural as this. And then you have the reading areas. So this is what made this building impressive. Look at that. So I wonder what happens in that area, since the one downstairs is actually nice. So, and the lady said that this is a community area and the locals actually use it, and surprised that the young ones, the young adults, are actually using it. So now this is another book area. Okay, so didn't do anything too much. Oh, here, this is a nice study section with a nice view. I'll be quiet. Look at that. Wow, I'm loving this building. I'm loving this extension rather. So you have the I-beams, the piping and the lighting just curated well. just so it won't look like as if they just put it there. And of course, natural, artificial lighting altogether. And if these are locals, they are really using it, because I can see them study. So that's why my voice is very low. So I wonder if, okay, this area is closed, but it has a very interesting room inside. So again, this is the support, nice EGD. Again, this is probably vent or for meant to warm the space, and that is the overhanging thing. And the underside of it is the amphitheater, the mini amphitheater with the red steps, and it's actually a viewing platform on this floor, vis-a-vis the old walls and the old building. Very industrial, and yet it's very pristine. So we'll take the elevator going down. So the elevator, it's my first time to see a scenic elevator that doesn't have an atrium so that you can see it fully. It's just basically a see-through elevator. So again, it's a combination of steel, concrete, and then and this wall, I think it's I forgot the name of the ceiling. I don't know if it's cork. Let me know in the section, because I forgot the term for it. And then you have a nice circular area rug. And you have windows that frame the views of the harbor front. And that is the viewing platform that overhangs over the entrance. Really beautiful. So I hope this elevator goes all the way down to the lobby. So this is the map. This is the Kronborg Castle. This is where we are, and all of this is the extension, and this is the MS, the Maritime Museum. So let's go in, and you see the patinated steel walls already. So I can speak a bit louder because I was really conscious of my presence, not to disturb anyone. So the second floor, or the first floor, and then we are at the ground. Thank you. So that is the culture hub of Helsingør, and I'm really appreciating that we're able to stop by, even though it's just a stopover, and we had a complete tour of the entire building. Just a shame that I'm not familiar with the architect. Maybe I'll just put it in the description below, and you can see from right here how beautiful this building is. And it's a shame that I wasn't able to notice the roofing, the glass roofing, the very sculptural glass roofing of the library at the topmost floor. And here, just one last point, you can see the white circular structural system or trusses. This is the amphitheater underneath, and the one on top is the viewing deck. So again, they like using a lot of diagonals to express those triangles. So it was also used to create that shape of the floor plan above it. Alright, so that way, when you cut this diagonally, these guys will have a view of the underside of the canopy. Beautiful building. So again, thank you, and hope to see you soon.